I'm going to be doing a recipe from... Oh my God, we have a celebrity guest in the audience.
Miss Bowman.
Get your adorable, slender celebrity rear end up here.
Hi, Miss Bowman.
Oh, sorry, honey. Linda thought she was going to be introducing us. Oh, well. It's really hard to get a word in edgewise, as a lot of you already know when you're around us. We are...
It's so official.
Oh, yes, I am.
Headphone. Wait. I don't know what I gotta do.
Okay. We're going to demonstrate pasta Verde, which is one of the recipes from Kitchen Close-Up. Kitchen Close-Up is a funny little book, and it really doesn't have a lot of recipes in it, but the idea is, and a lot of you already know the secret, we all have about 5 things that we know how to do really well in the kitchen, that we can race home, throw our bag down, get in the kitchen, and have it all done really, really fast. So that's one principle. It's all fast. Second principle, and if any of you paid any attention to the program for this show, you saw that we are going to be cooking something that you know you should eat, but you don't, right? How many people in this audience every week get 3 or 4 or 5 helpings of dark green raw vegetables?
I don't.
Really? Good for you. Okay, liar. I'm teasing. Because, you know, we all know this is how we should be eating, right? This is what you should be eating. But how in the heck do you do it? And even better than eating it in soup, which is great, and we have a great recipe in there that you all know, Genius Soup, that you use a lot of greens in. Even better is when you can eat them raw or with very little cooking. And believe it or not, it's spring, it's going to be summer, so some of us, a lot of us, have this growing in our gardens. It's kind of wild. This is a recipe that you can make actually with weeds, girls. If you have dandelions out in your yard, pick them, wash them. They're free. Take them inside, chop them up, and use them in this dish. And what makes this dish work is having 2 or 3 different greens and chopping them very, very fine. I worry that you're all taking so many pictures, you're not hearing me. I want you to leave here knowing how to eat kale and chard, okay? Give them a photo op, okay.
Oh, wait, a photo op.
There you go.
She knocks us right out of it.
It's boiling over there, look, see! Ah! Stop it. Linda! Okay. Oh, no. Okay. Let's see. Medium. Okay. No, we're good. I think we're good. I just turned it down. Thank you, honey.
Steamer.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, well, mine was already destroyed, so that's okay. So one more.
It is.
We're finding our light.
Yeah, let's go over here.
Okay. All right, now we're going to do some food, people. And as most of you do already know, Deidre and I have been doing silly things together since about 1968. We spent a lot of time in each other's kitchens. So, and that's how we ended up doing the cookbook. All right, so what I've done already with Linda before you got here was I've chopped these greens really fine. And Vanna, would you care to show the girls just how fine? There you go. Would you take it out and let them sniff? Because, all right, no, this is really important. You cook with your nose.
Get her, Claudia.
And you eat with your nose. A huge part of what makes a meal wonderful is how it smells and how it looks. So one of the things that I hope you go away from Kitchen Close-Up knowing, you maybe already know this, is the more color on your plate, the better it is for you. If you don't have any color on your plate, you're not eating well. You have to have green, red, orange, purple on your plate. If you cook the heck out of things, you lose the color. So that's your gauge. If I look down at my plate,
Okay.
get up here, Lucy. Get up here right now. If you look down at your plate and you see beige, white, brown, you're not eating well. You're not eating well at all. So did you let the girls actually sniff that? Okay. Well then, I'm going to add a little garlic to it. Is there anyone here today that can't eat garlic? No. Good. Is there anybody here who doesn't know how good garlic is for you? Raw garlic. It's medicine. It's truly one of the most wonderful things you can eat for your health. And I'm not going to chop this as fine as it probably should be chopped. But there you go. Okay, Lucy, darling, would you like to put the rest of that in there while I continue to talk? Can you do that? Okay, thank you. Oh, so gracefully done. Lovely. Okay. Okay, how are we looking? All right. I want to show you also my scissors. I never got my scissors.
That's my job.
Jeez.
Who's got scissors?
Okay, all right, it's too late. We don't have scissors. If you have scissors, cut the kale. It doesn't matter what kind of kale. Cut it off the stem. Well, I'm not a celebrity, so it's really hard for me. Okay, cut the stems out. These can be a little bit too chewy and sometimes a little bit bitter. So I cut my greens off the stem and then cut them up like this. And the trick is, if you cut them fine enough, it releases that fragrance and it makes the texture really nice when you eat the pasta. Oh, I'm supposed to put the pasta in. Okay. See, I get to talking. All right, Linda, no, you won't. No, I'm good. What I wanted to tell everybody was that Linda went out to buy brown rice pasta for us to have it here. And something happened to her that happens to all of us in the grocery stores, in Whole Foods, all of them. She thought that's what she was buying when she bought. She was in a hurry, and she thought she was buying brown rice pasta, but she wasn't. It's like, this is really healthy pasta. You know, this is really good pasta. No. Exhibit A. This is brown rice pasta, because when you read the ingredients, all it has in it is brown rice. That's it. And the reason we're using this is for my own purposes. I'm diabetic, or I would be if I didn't behave myself. And so I'm always very conscious about anything with a lot of carbs in it. So this has carbs, but fewer. And it's a very forgiving thing to cook. For all of you ladies who are challenged in the kitchen, and I include myself there, I'm going to put a little salt in with it, and we need to stir it. Lucy, can you handle the stirrage for me? Excellent. And what we're going to do is bring it back to a boil, and I'm going to time it, and we're going to turn the heat off and just let it sit there with the lid on while we're talking. You know how that is. It's like, oh, phone over. And you know what? It doesn't get yucky. It doesn't get mushy. Okay, is it back to the boil yet? Not yet. This one. Thank you. I'm turning it back up, I hope, to high. Did I just turn that up to high? Yes, I turned that up to high. So we're gonna bring this back to a boil, and then it's just gonna sit there for 10 minutes. How many of you guys have already done the brown rice pasta thing? Have you been converted? Okay, all right. Okay. Do you like it? I actually prefer the flavor of it myself to wheat pasta. But now that everybody is talking about gluten, you all then know that brown rice pasta doesn't have any gluten in it. So if you are someone who is not eating gluten because you have celiac disease or because your doctor said for some reason or other don't eat gluten, a lot of people have a sensitivity to gluten. Brown rice pasta is a great way to have pasta without eating any gluten. And is it boiling yet? almost. I think it's kind of funny, or maybe kind of, I don't know, pathetic. I bet the ice cream line is like 300 people long. All right? For some reason, they don't want to come and talk to us about kale. Now, what's that about? You know, we're doing our best. Okay, so in addition to the greens that you already saw me chop, this is fresh spinach, another really great one to use. And the deal is, when you go to the farmer's market, you buy a whole bunch of green stuff, you take it home, and by Thursday, you're thinking, oh, right, it's in the fridge, but it's not that pretty anymore, and rah, rah, rah. If it's spinach, take it out, chop it up, and throw it in a dish like this. Another cool thing about this dish is that the next day, you know how you all have husbands that say, I don't want any leftovers, right? Is it leftovers? Ew. What you do is you take your spaghetti sauce and pour it over and heat it up, and it's wonderful. And he doesn't even know he's eating dark greens. That's the best part. It just, the greens just kind of hide in there. Oopsie! Oh my God. Oh my God. Did you, what? Oh. Okay, now we need to turn it off. Is it off? This one. It's off. Okay, lid. Put the lid on. Okay. Okay, so at 5 minutes to 12, somebody needs to give me a signal because our pasta's going to be done. You know what? This thing is so easy. I don't have a lot more to tell you except that this is one of our favorite implements at Bowman Hall. Did you guys see the little bag? We have a whole bunch of ladies here today who are in our Facebook community, and they made these for us. Isn't that cool? Bowman Hall. So, all right. So, and we need a Bowman Hall signature citrus reamer, don't you think? Because isn't that just the coolest implement? And so what you do is you cut your lemon in half, and then you rest your, okay, this is a tea strainer, one of my favorite items, also something you have to have. And you put this in the lemon, and you squeeze it. And what you're doing, in addition to flavoring the, oh, they can't see, right. Okay. Are we in the light? Okay, is this our good side? Okay, all right. Does the lemon look beautiful? Okay. All right, so you squeeze some lemon into the greens. And what you're doing when you chop the greens and when you squeeze lemon into the greens, actually chemically you're making the nutrition, the nutrients in the greens available to your body. So chopping them nice and fine and putting the lemon on it is not only yummy, but that's how you get the full benefit from the greens. Okay, can somebody...
Citrus allergy.
Don't use it. It's still going to be good. It's still going to be good, yeah. And actually, I would use a good balsamic vinegar, or just a good tasty vinegar would be fine. Listen, I know, you're new to this. You have never done this before. So, to repeat that, yeah, if for any reason you can't eat citrus fruit, use a really nice vinegar. You would probably use a little less. But what it does is it chemically just kicks up the flavor of the greens. And then I want to introduce you to Charmaine, who's sitting in the back, because we are going to be using, oh, I passed in front of you, oh my God. We're going to be using the Salt Sisters products. If you've read the book, you know I love truffle salt, and I love smoky salt. They're ways that you put a lot of flavor in a dish without adding any calories at all, and without eating any, you know, kind of bad stuff. And people say to me, well, you're not supposed to eat salt. I mean, you know, salt makes you love it. If you are not eating processed foods, you have no problem with a little bit of salt in your food.